All right. So let's take a look at this problem. We have for the lawnmower, or when he is mowing the snow. So as always, we want to start out with a force diagram. Okay. So we have our object here. And from our object, we can see that he applies 100 newtons of force in the center. So we put down F app to 100 newtons. Okay, to a 10 kilogram lawnmower. So I know that my mass here is going to be 10 kilograms. So I know if this is 10 kilograms, then I can also calculate my force of gravity, which would simply be my mass times acceleration. In this case, gravity is our acceleration. So I would have 98 newtons, or negative 98 newtons. And then, of course, the ground is pushing against him. So you give me a normal force equaling a positive 98 newtons. Okay. The mower, he is able to get the lawnmower to accelerate at 7 meters per second squared. So I know now that my acceleration is equal to 7 meters per second squared. So if I know that, I know my acceleration, and I know the mass, so now I can figure out the force. And in this case, it's actually the force that is working on the lawnmower and giving it its movement. So it's the force that is overcoming the frictional force, or the kinetic friction. So in that case, all I have to do then is take my mass of 10 kilograms times my acceleration, for the F is equal to ma, and what I get is a force net equaling 70 newtons. So if my force net is 70 newtons, then I know back here that 30 of the newtons are being used on the force of friction, in this case equivalent, so we're going to say it's kinetic. So my 30 newtons. So now if I want to figure out, so I'll say it's a negative. Now if I want to figure out what is my coefficient of friction and take it to the next step, all I have to simply do is think of the formula where if I take Fg times the coefficient of my friction, in this case kinetic, is equal to my force of my kinetic friction. So I'm going to just swap those around, and I'm going to take my negative 30, right, which I'm getting from right here, and I'm going to divide it by this right here, by my negative 98. And if I know I'm correct, I have to think about the coefficient of friction. The coefficient of friction that I always get, I always see, remember, is going to be a decimal point because it winds up being a percentage. Okay? So I know I'm right if my answer comes out to be a point something. So in this case, if I take 30 divided by 98, I get a coefficient friction of 0.306. So it's saying about 30.6% of the object's weight is going to be used against it when you push. Okay? And that is how you solve a problem like this.